about Boolean statements, and we're going to use them inside of conditional. So a conditional statement we've talked a little before is if. Okay, we'll say if 1 is greater than 0, which we numerically know is true, colon, I want you to print, and we'll say yes. Okay, so if 1's greater than 0, we run the program, print yes. Oh, that works out great. But maybe we wanted to check multiple conditions, okay? And in order to do that, we can use a Boolean called and. So we're going to say and 6 is greater than 5, okay? So it's going to check both of these, and we run, yeah, both of those are true, okay? But what if I said 6 is greater than 7, okay? So if 1 is greater than 0 and 6 is greater than 7, and we go to run it, hey, nothing happens. And that's because in order for this to happen, both of these statements, both of these conditions, 1 being greater than 0 and 6 being greater than 7, had to be true because we used the Boolean and. And means I need both the thing before and after and to be true in order to run. There's another Boolean statement. I'm going to just copy and paste this down. Okay, we can use or. Okay, now or will actually work if just one of these are true. So if we know the first one to be true, the second one isn't. But if we run the program, and actually let's change this a little to say yes. We'll call this yes and, so we know which one we're talking about, yes or. Okay, so when I go to run this, notice it said yes or. So the yes and didn't run, and that's because this statement wasn't true, even though the first one was. But here the first one was, so it doesn't actually matter if the second one is true or not. Okay, as long as one of them is true, it will run what's below. That's the concept of an or statement. Okay, notice that if we switch this sign, okay, so both of these statements are false, we go to run it, nothing runs. Okay, and that's because both of these were false. Now let's say if both of these were true. I'll say this 1 is less than 2 and 6 is less than 7, and we go to run it. You'll notice that we get yes or. Both are true. So the or statement gives us if both statements are true, if one of the statements is true, either the first or the second, it will run whatever there is in this condition. But if both are false, it will not happen. And finally, there's another Boolean we have, and it's called the not statement. Now, not is written a little differently. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare a variable. We'll call it x. If x is not equal to, so that's this exclamation mark. If x is not equal to 5, we'll say print not equal to 5. And we should put those in quotations so we have a string. Okay, and we got to get our colon here for our conditional. Okay, I'm going to change this so that they're both false, so it doesn't print our or statement above. Okay, and you'll notice I need a variable here, x. Okay, so I'm referencing some variable x. So I'll say x is equal to 4 in this case. We run the program. Okay, the first Boolean statement or first conditional with the and Boolean wasn't true, so nothing printed out. The second conditional with the or had neither statement being true, so it didn't print out. X is less than 4, so if x is not equal to 5, print not equal to 5. And that's right, it worked out great. In fact, I could do that again with the number 3. There are so many numbers that aren't equal to 5. But if it is equal to 5 and I go to run the program, you'll notice nothing shows up. Because in this case, x actually is equal to 5, so the program said, well, it's not equal to 5. In other words, it is equal to 5. Therefore, I don't carry out this next step. So these are 3 major Boolean statements you will use sometimes with conditionals. We have and, where it needs both of the statements before and after and to be true, or it needs at least one of them, could be both, so either the one before or the one after to be true, and a not statement, which you can really apply to like an equal sign, and the idea of something is not equal to this, then carry out this function, okay?